It's time to take a break from the blues. As I mentioned in the beginning, my main interest is the blues on Maxwell Street, but I'm also interested in other topics. I think of the displacement of people, especially. There were three main groups. First, the people who lived on Maxwell Street in the area. Because of the urban renewal and the expansion of the University of Illinois at Chicago, many of them were displaced and had to go, never came back. Second group would be in Little Italy at Taylor and Halsted close by, and despite the protests of people like Florence Scala and others, Little Italy didn't make it and it disappeared. Third, though, however, would be the group of parishioners at St. Francis of Assisi Church, which has been for many years a great center for Mexican Americans in Chicago. And a lot of people were displaced, a lot of parishioners from the parish, and it was becoming weaker and weaker, and they merged with Holy Family Parish a few blocks west on Roosevelt Road. They were losing their identity, and then it became apparent that the Archdiocese decided that it wasn't worth keeping open anymore, and they decided to close it. Well, I talked to a man named Aureliano Bermudez, have a little interview with him that I'll be showing, and he told me the story of how on February 4th, 1996, it was a Sunday, that he and others went into church. The church was emptied. It was unheated. It was 10 degrees below zero, but they decided to take a stand. And in the church now is a picture, a little bit of a stained glass window on the right-hand side at the bottom, where you can see a depiction of this scene where there was a wrecking ball and a chain, and on the wrecking ball it says February 4th, 1996. They were going to smash the church down the next day, but they decided that they would not let this happen. They remained inside the church, and they said, if they're going to knock the walls down, they'll have to kill us because we're not coming out. Well, it was a fortunate conclusion because Cardinal Bernardine decided that these people were so sincere in their faith that he decided not to knock it down, and the parish has become better, and they've added a nice building to it, so it's even stronger than before. So at least this was one happy outcome in the Maxwell Street area. After I show a little clip about that, I would like to tell one more story about St. Francis of Assisi Parish.
San Francisco de Assis Catholic Church, St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church. Originally, this was a German-American church, but it soon became, in the 1920s, a Mexican-American church and became designated as an official Mexican-American church, a special church in the Archdiocese of Chicago, 813 West Roosevelt Road, not far from Halsted. So Halsted and Roosevelt. It's a famous old church. It had also some inclusion in the story of Maxwell Street, because like Maxwell Street in Little Italy, not far from here on Taylor Street, with the urbanization changes, a lot of people were displaced, and eventually they had to merge. That is, St. Francis of Assisi Church had to merge with Holy Family Church farther west on Roosevelt Road. They were losing people. Eventually, the Archdiocese of Chicago decided that they would have to close this church, but the people said no. They protested. They came in the freezing winter and kept on trying and protesting, and they finally had success. The Cardinal agreed to keep the church open, people power. And now the church is going real well again and is stronger than ever. Side of St. Francis of Assisi Church. This is one of the stained glass windows in a church. And I want to focus on the corner here. In the corner here, it depicts, it says February 4th, 1996. And it depicts a picture of the people protesting inside the church to keep it open. The people were successful, and the church stayed open. Your name, sir?
Maxwell, I'm a member of the Preservation Committee of St. Francis of Assisi Church. And February 4, 1996, we walked into the building to save it. And thanks to God and Our Lady of Guadalupe, it works because we're still here.
Yes.
After 14 years.
Okay, let me show the picture now real quickly here. I'm going to zoom in on that picture. This is, the people were staying right in the church here. It was very, very 10 below zero, but they decided to take a stand and to reclaim this church, and finally the Cardinal listened. How long did it take for you to get the permission?
Well, we had our first meeting with the Cardinal Bernardino on February 17th. Thanks to Bishop John Menz. He helped us to start the way to the Archdiocese, because nobody wanted to listen to us before that.
Yeah. Oh, so you had success, and now it's bigger and better and stronger than ever, right?
Yes, it is, because seeing these people every Sunday, they come from all over. It's no, there's nobody around here. Everybody coming from the suburbs around north, south, Chicago, from far away. They come in here because they get history in this place.
Yes.
That the fathers or grandparents that got married here, baptized here, so that's still alive now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, sir. Siempre adelante.